I had learned not to be afraid. The first times were hell. My heart tried to tear itself out of my chest, my ears rang and my brain screamed, "Move, get up, run." But my body never listened. And she was always there. The shadow. In the corner of the room where even daylight never fully reached. Over time the fear dulled. I read about sleep paralysis, watched lectures, listened to doctors. They all said the same thing. It isn't real, it's your brain misfiring, just wait it out. So I made rules. First, don't try to move. Second, don't look directly at it. Third, control your breathing and wait for your body to wake up. It worked. The shadow never moved. It just stood there, a darker stain in the darkness, shaped vaguely like a person with no face. It became part of the room like the wardrobe or the chair. Eventually I stopped reacting to it, until that night. I woke up the usual way, suddenly without dreams. The ceiling above me, familiar cracks in the paint. I tried to wiggle my fingers. Nothing. Okay, I thought. Paralysis. Same as always. My breathing was steady. No panic. I even felt a flicker of confidence. And then I realized the room was too quiet. No street noise. No wind. Even the refrigerator in the kitchen wasn't humming. The silence felt thick, heavy, like it was pressing against my ears. That's when I noticed her. The shadow in the corner was closer. Not by much. Just a few inches. But I knew it hadn't been there before. I knew it the same way you know where your bed is in total darkness. Hallucination, I told myself. Your brain is playing tricks. I didn't look straight at it, just let my eyes drift. The shadow wasn't still. It wasn't moving like smoke. It was slower, denser. As if something alive was struggling to keep a shape it barely understood. And it was leaning. Not forward. Toward me. Cold spread through my chest, but I held on. The rules. Remember the rules. I started counting my breaths. 1, 2, 3. On 4, I felt pressure. Not pain. Not a sudden grab. Just weight. Light at first, like someone resting a hand on the edge of the mattress. The bed dipped slightly. That had never happened before. Muscle illusion, my mind tried to explain. Your body is lying to you. But the pressure didn't fade. It grew. Slowly. Deliberately. I felt the bedsheet tighten around my legs, felt something carefully shift its weight. The shadow was no longer in the corner. Was on the bed. I tried to close my eyes, but I couldn't. My eyelids trembled like something inside was forcing them open. My field of vision narrowed, tunneling, and that's when I felt it clearly. A real weight settled onto my lower legs. Not floating. Not imagined. Heavy. Warm. As if knees had pressed down. My breath hitched for the first time. I wanted to scream, not in fear but in protest. Because this wasn't how it worked. This wasn't part of paralysis. This crossed a line my brain had never crossed before. The mattress creaked. Something shifted closer. And in that moment, as the weight increased inch by inch, one terrifying thought broke through all the logic, all the explanations, all the rules I had trusted for years. This time, it wasn't waiting for me to wake up. The weight increased. Not all at once. Slowly. Patiently. Like something learning how much pressure my body could take before breaking. My calves sank deeper into the mattress, the muscles screaming silently as if they were being pinned. I couldn't breathe properly anymore. Each inhale felt shallow, restricted, as though the air itself had thickened. I tried to focus on my chest rising and falling, but something else was changing now. The silence wasn't just quiet, it was intentional. Like the room itself was listening. Then the bed dipped again. Closer this time. Whatever it was had shifted its center of mass. I felt it, not as pain but as certainty. The kind of certainty that bypasses thought and goes straight to instinct. There was something kneeling on me. My mind fractured into explanations, throwing them up like shields. Sleep paralysis can cause pressure hallucinations. Your brain can simulate touch. This is still normal. But my legs were starting to go numb, and hallucinations don't cut off circulation. The weight slid upward. Inches. Slow enough that I could feel every change in pressure, every tiny movement of the mattress springs. Past my knees. My thighs. Settled just above my hips. And then it stopped. Right where someone would sit. A new sensation crept in, warmth. Not body heat exactly. Something dull and stagnant, like breath trapped under blankets for too long. I felt it leaning forward. The mattress groaned near my ribs. I wanted to scream. Not because I was scared anymore, but because I needed proof that I still existed. that I was still here. That's when I realized something else was wrong. I could move my fingers, just barely. A twitch, a tremor. The paralysis was breaking. Relief surged through me so violently I almost cried. I'm waking up, I thought. This ends now. But the moment my fingers moved, the weight froze. Every instinct I had screamed the same message at once. It noticed. The pressure didn't lift. It sharpened, focused, like whatever was on me had suddenly become aware that time was running out. And then, without warning, it leaned down. My vision darkened at the edges as something hovered inches above my chest. I still couldn't see its face. Not because it was hidden, but because my brain refused to assemble it, like trying to look directly at the sun. But I felt its presence where a head should be, right above mine. My breathing stuttered, and that's when I felt it. A breath that wasn't mine. Cold, damp, slow. It washed over my lips and nose, carrying a smell I can't describe properly. Not rot, not decay, but something old. Something that had waited a very long time. My fingers jerked again. Stronger. And in response, the weight pressed down on my chest. Hard. I couldn't inhale. Panic detonated inside me, pure and animal. My vision blurred, stars bursting behind my eyes as my lungs burned for air. The thing leaned closer, and for the first time I felt skin. Not claws. Not mist. Skin. Rough. Uneven. Real. My arm finally broke free. I slammed my hand upward with everything I had left, and I felt it recoil. The weight vanished instantly like it had never been there. Air rushed into my lungs in a painful gasp as my body snapped awake. I shot upright in bed, choking, drenched in sweat, heart hammering so hard it hurt. The room was normal. Street noise. Distant cars. The refrigerator humming. Nothing on the bed. Nothing in the corner. I sat there for a long time, shaking, convincing myself it was over. Just another episode. Just a worse one than usual. Until I looked down at my legs. Deep red impressions marked my thighs. Finger shape. And slowly, one by one, they began to fade. As if something had only just let go.